What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American Politics, back again with a new video. And today, it is time that we continue Prediction Week with the 2022 gubernatorial prediction video, but October edition. That is right, folks. Today we're continuing Prediction Week, the most popular week on this channel. It's a monthly holiday that just keeps giving. And we got a lot of updates on a lot of governorships because things are starting to get interesting in a lot of states. Now, before I forget, of course, I hope you enjoy these type of videos. If you do, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit the little bell, and yes, of course, go follow the mysterious Twitter account in the description down below, and also join the channel. That is right, folks, for just 10 cents a day, you can join Real American Politics, only 10 cents a day. I think it's a great deal, as you get a good feeling in your heart knowing I support a Real American Politics just for 10 cents a day, which will help continue the daily content. We all love the daily content, so I hope you join today. Alright, let's get into today's prediction. So there's been a lot of changes in the governorships, alright, the map at least. This video is going to show a lot of, swings because we got new polling data, a lot of scandals, all that good stuff the past couple months, and we're really starting to finalize this governorship map because it's getting late in the cycle. We're kind of starting to see what's truly competitive and what's not. So let's get into it. Let's start with the for sure, no matter what you do, safe Democrat seats. I don't think I gotta really say much. Kind of the, California, Colorado, Hawaii, etc. These are for sure, no matter what you do, safe Democrat. Now Republicans, there are quite a bit of safe Republican seats. I don't think I gotta say much. Oklahoma, guys, yes, the polling is saying the race is within 10 points, according to Amber Integrated, or whatever that poll is called. But here's the problem. That pollster was terrible in the primaries in Oklahoma. Plus their past record, not necessarily the best in Oklahoma. So I still think Kevin Stitt wins by like 15 points. I know the governorship race in Oklahoma historically has been closer, but I still think Republicans win that race by 15 points, even against a former Republican, that Rhino. Republicans going to win that race by 15 points. Arkansas, Tennessee, Iowa, Ohio, no arguments there. Republicans are basically uncontested in those states. Alabama, South Carolina, Vermont, New Hampshire, of course. Not Maine, New Hampshire. So this, folks, is the for sure, no matter what you do, the safe Republican seats for the governorships. And I would include two more. Texas and Florida. Now, the reason for Texas is I think Beto's going to get crushed. Abbott's going to win by 13, 14 points at the bare minimum. Anything less is, I think, kind of pushing it. Could it technically, be only like a 9.5 point victory for Abbott? Yes, but I just don't see that. I see more than like a 15, 14 point victory for Abbott. It's highly unlikely. Beto's not running the best of campaigns. He's a flip-flopper. And this is a red wave. Red waves in Texas tend to make the state blood red. I mean, look historically, 2010, 2014, etc. Texas swung dramatically, even compared to the rest of the country. So I still think that Texas will be safe Republican for the governorship. I think Abbott wins by a lot. Florida, you have a hurricane, yes. But Charlie Crisp is running such an atrocious campaign. Like, he's not trying to appeal to, DeSantis supporters. He's telling DeSantis supporters to go F themselves. When DeSantis has like a 56% approval rating in the state of Florida. Do some basic math. It's not going to go well for the clown Crisp. And DeSantis is one of the more popular governors in the country. He's going to win easily. Just stop with his garbage that it's going to be within 10 points. It's going to be within 5 points. No, it won't. It's not going to be within 10 points. Well, maybe 10 points. Maybe a 8-point victory at the worst for DeSantis. But not a 2-point victory. Give me a break. So that's the for sure, no matter what you do, safe Republican or Democrat seats. So let's get into it, folks. Let's get into the 15 quote-unquote battleground states that could decide who win the majority of governorships this fall. So let's get into it. Let's start on Alaska. And the only reason this is going to be a lean Republican seat and not safe is because A, the stupid system that Alaska created, and B, you do have a former governor of the state running as an independent who did get good enough vote share in the first round of the primaries. He did pretty good in the primaries. And I think with the new system, the governor there, he's still going to win the incumbent. He's going to win by like 4 to 5 points. But it's not going to be by a safe margin because of the stupid system they have in there in Alaska. But Republicans will still hold on to the governorship. It's just Alaska. Just get out of here, please. Your politics, just why? The politics in Alaska is just chaos. So say a lean Republican in Alaska. Now, Oregon. You know, I'm not going to say it's going to turn Republican, for presidential races. But I do think it's going to be tilt Republican this fall. It's going to be an incredibly close race. It's going to come down to what percent of the vote does Betsy Johnson get. She's the third-party candidate who is essentially screwing over Democrats. That's the best way to say it. If she gets only like 10% of the vote, it's going to be like lean Democrat. If she gets 15% of the vote, I think it flips. It doesn't matter what she gets because Democrats, they ran a terrible candidate there, not a popular incumbent governor, currently Kate Brown, and Republicans have a decent candidate. All that in mind, with a third-party candidate, I think Republicans flip this race. I truly believe it. It's just a matter of what percent of the vote does the third-party candidate get. If she gets 15%, I think the race flips. But we just got to see. For now, I have it as tilt Republican. Nevada. I think it's lean Republican. Laxalt, for the Senate race is going to win by 4 to 5 points. Lombardo for the governorship, I think, runs like 2 points behind. I think he wins by 2 points, 2 to 3 points, which is a lean margin. Could that change? Yes. But for now, I have it as lean Republican. We just got to see what happens, though. We truly just got to see what happens with turnout. If turnout's higher in the rest of the state, there is a chance, outside of Clark, I should say, there is a chance this race could potentially be likely. But we just got to see. We just got to wait and see because things could change. Things could 100% change. And I just want to see more. But for now, I have it as lean Republican. Now, Arizona. A lot of people are starting to realize, Kari Lake's going to win. She's going to win this race. I don't care what Fox News polls say. She's going to win by 3 to 4 points. Easily. I don't care what Suffolk University says. I don't care what even Data for Progress is admitting that Lake's winning by 4 points. Yeah, she's going to win that race by 4 to 5 points. Don't believe this nonsense that Fox is pushing that this race could still go Democrat. Katie Hobbs is running an atrocious campaign. One of the worst campaigns in the country. So lean Republican in Arizona. Now we got New Mexico. Oh, Ron Chetty. I feel terrible for this, but libertarians, can you just go away? We may lose this race because libertarians are useless. The polling's showing it. Libertarians are taking like 5-6% of the vote. Ron Chetty's losing those polls by 3-4 points. Do some basic math. Those libertarian voters would overwhelmingly go towards Ron Chetty. Look, if we lose this race by a half point and the libertarians got 5-6% of the vote, there's going to be a day of reckoning for the libertarians. I'm getting so sick and tired of these same clowns. They claim to be, we're libertarians, we're going to, win an election, proceed to get 3% of the vote, and the party that's going to take away your rights the most wins. Good job, libertarians. Hopefully Ron Shetty can overcome this garbage happening in New Mexico, but I'm afraid he may lose because of frickin' libertarians. If libertarians don't get a significant vote share, Ron Shetty's going to win that race. But for now, I have it as Tilt Democrat. Tilt Democrat. Microphone just cut out for a second. Now we got Kansas. It's going to be like a 5-6 point victory for the Republicans. Yes, Laura Kelly is running a decent campaign. Yes, she's an incumbent. And people are going to say the abortion stuff. Again, there are a lot of reasons why the abortion referendum failed in Kansas. I made a whole video over it. Weird wording, low turnout, etc. So Kansas is likely Republican for now, alright? The polling's even admitting it. 538, they have it as Tilt Democrat, I think. It's not. Laura Kelly's going to lose by 5 to 6 points. Again, she is running a decent campaign, but she's not going to win. So, likely Republican in Kansas. Minnesota. Now, you know what I said about the Libertarians? There is one third-party candidate that I enjoy the most. The Weed Party in Minnesota. Keep doing your thing. Please. If we win this race, we gotta send a gift basket to the Weed Parties of Minnesota because they won us this race. If end of the day we win this race, we would have won it because the Weed Party's existing. But for now, I think it's a lean Democrat, like a 2-3 point victory for Waldo. The problem is, what percent of the vote will the Weed Parties get? If they get 2%, it's not going to do much. If they get 5 to 6%, there's a chance Scott Jensen wins in that scenario. We just got to see what happens. And it does depend what percent of the vote does Jensen get. If he only gets 45%, it's not going to happen. If he gets 47, 48% of the vote, there is a serious shot that Jensen's become the next governor of the state of Minnesota. We just got to see, though. Wisconsin, again, you know my opinions on the state. My great state of Wisconsin. Tim Michaels is going to win fairly easily. Tony Evers running just an atrocious campaign. And the only reason he's going to run a couple points behind Ron Johnson, Tim Michaels at least, is because he's not going to get the same level of support in the WOW counties. And plus, this is a governorship against an incumbent, which tends to, do slightly better than other races. But for now, I still think Tim Michaels wins by 4 to 5 points. He's going to be a phenomenal governor of the state of Wisconsin. Illinois. Only reason I have this within 10 points. You have a state that tends to be within 10 points for governorships. There's been a couple times it's been outside of it, but in a red wave, with a state that tends to vote like it does, like Illinois, for governorships, I think it's be within 10 points. Plus the polling, which on paper have Bailey down by only 9 points, which is within 10 points. But you look at the crosstabs, some of them have independents breaking for Bailey by ridiculous margins. Do some basic math, I think it's within 10 points. It's not going to flip, but I think Bailey, if he gets the base out enough, wins or loses by like 8 to 9 points. So Illinois, likely Democrat. Georgia, Stacey Abrams going to lose. Do I got to say much? She's running one of the worst campaigns of the country. Not good at all. And Brian Kemp has running a very solid campaign. I will give him credit for that. Decent enough campaign. And Georgia's one of those weird states where it could trend a bit Republican this cycle. We just got to see. But it is an incumbent governor who has become fairly popular in recent months, who has kind of alleviated his tension with the Trump base. I think he wins by 5 to 6 points. We just got to see what happens. But that's what the polling's indicating, which again, I know the polling is not everything, but I still think he wins by 5 to 6 points at the end of the day. Now we got Michigan. This is my problem. Tudor Dixon is starting to run a good campaign. The problem is it too little too late? Is it too late to start running a good campaign? I would say no, but that recent Trafalgar poll, They have Michigan as a lean Democrat seat, or a likely Democrat. I think it's going to be a lot closer end of the day because Michigan polling, that's bad. Even for Trafalgar, they're usually not that accurate in Michigan. I mean, Michigan has a history of just bad polls. Not as bad as Wisconsin, but pretty bad. I think I just think that, sorry about that, folks. I just truly think that the polling is understating how much the Republican base is going to turn out this fall. I truly believe it. But I think Dixon, end of the day, she loses by 2 to 3 points unless something drastic changes, which is possible. I just think it may be a bit too late for Dixon to start running a good campaign. Now we got Pennsylvania. Ay ay ay. People in the past couple of weeks have been saying Doug Mastriano has been running a terrible campaign. He hasn't. His campaign's been fully focused on grassroots support. And the problem is, yes, I know ad spending isn't everything, but it's getting to a point where you have to start spending ads for a statewide race. And I think he will eventually start spending, but I think as of now, Shapiro is barely favored in that race. Just barely. Now again, this is a whole month. A whole month is an infinite amount of time in politics. There is a chance Mastriano could reverse this trend. I just want to see something. Again, if he has a huge ad spend, I think he could pull it off. Plus, there is a chance, which, again, the point is saying that Mastriano will lose by 10 points. He's not. If he loses by like a point. The reason being is they're going to miss Western Pennsylvania, polling-wise. I mean, people seemingly forgot. In the primary, Doug Mastriano was polling only a 10-point victory. He won by 20. Do some basic math. That's a 10-point miss. What's the average polls right now? Shapiro up by 9, up by 10. Yeah, this race is essentially tied. But for now, I think it's still Democrat. It's just as of now. Things could absolutely change. Connecticut. Bob. You go from working class Bob in 2018 to pandering Bob. Look, Bob Stefanowski's running one of the worst campaigns in the country. It is atrocious. I mean, you're pandering, and you're going down and down and down in the polling. It's just atrocious what's happening in Stefanowski's campaign. And he's starting to turn it around, but it's too late. This should have been a flip for the Republicans, and it's not going to be. It's such a disappointment. This should have been an easy flip for the Republicans, but it won't. It's not going to be an easy flip because Stefanowski ran an atrocious campaign for the entire time, and it's too late. It's too late for him to recover. He is trying to, bounce back, but it's over. Now we have Rhode Island. Again, Dan McKee won the primary, which is the Democrat incumbent. He's not well liked there. Very contested primary. This is my hot take. It's going to vote to the right of Connecticut. That is my hot take of this video. Could this change? Yes. But I have it as lean Democrat because you have a fairly unpopular incumbent barely surviving a contested primary, one of the most contested primaries in the country. And Rhode Island's a weird state politically, especially for governorships. I truly think that there is a chance this race is within 5 points. But I'll make it likely Democrat. For now, I think it's within 10 points for sure. We just got to see what happens. I think it votes to the right of Connecticut. We just got to see what happens. Now we got Maine. It's one of the closest countries in the one of the closest races in the country. I think that it stays Democrat for now. I think for now it's a very close race that Democrats could lose. There is a chance Republicans pull it off at the end of the day, but it's a matter of it just Maine's a weird state politically. But I think Republicans could pull it off end of the day. And this, folks, is my current governorship prediction. A lot of things could change. New Mexico, Pennsylvania, Maine, Oregon, etc. could 100% change. But for now, folks, this is my governorship map. If you enjoyed this video, which I hope you did, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share it with friends, hit the little bell, and yes, of course, go follow my mysterious Twitter account in the description down below. And yes, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video. Godspeed to all of you.